Hi BJ, this is Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. Thanks for taking part of our video analysis program. We're going to watch a couple of your swings and talk a little bit about some of the things you see on the screen there. We're going to talk about your setup, and then we're going to talk about your swing plane, the plane of your bat as you go towards the contact area, then your point of contact, your finish, and then some drills to help you. So let's get started. From a setup standpoint, BJ, okay, from my standpoint, I would start with your feet a little bit wider apart. Okay, I would start wider. Okay, one of the things we need to do as a hitter is make sure we're always in what we call an athletic position. And when you're a little wider, you have a tendency to stay in the ground longer. And the energy comes from the ground, so we're trying to tap into that energy source by being a little wider to start off with. Kind of rule of thumb, BJ, is to be a little bit farther than shoulder width apart, and you're probably just barely shoulder width apart. So I would take that front foot. Let's see where you stride to. Now that's where I would set up. Where your normal foot is when you stride, that distance is about where I would do from an initial setup. Then I would stride about the same distance you did there to make sure you're in a good athletic position to hit. Okay, so let's go back a little bit here and see where your hands are at. Set up. We all like to see your hands maybe at just a little bit higher, so your bottom hand is even with your ear hole of your helmet there. Okay, let's see what happens if we step forward here. We stride. First thing I notice is kind of where that back goes. As you stride forward, your barrel goes down. Okay, so right here, BJ, we'd like to see your bat more at this kind of an angle. Okay, right about there. Let's see, we click forward here a little bit. Now we're going to talk about your swing plane, the second part of it, your swing plane. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad with swing plane. It's like you fouled the ball off there a little bit. We want to make sure that that our barrel, we want to be level, BJ. We want our barrel to be level and flat from about here, from about there to about there. Okay, so right through, here's home plate, so right through the contact area, we want that barrel to be flat. Okay, right through here. Where we don't want it to be flat is back where it is right now. We've got to make sure that our swing plane starts on a downhill path. That our swing plane starts on a downhill path. Okay? And right now, bud, your swing is almost too level. It's just not, it's too level, too long. Okay, it's going to force your barrel underneath too many baseballs being that level for that length of time. I hope that makes sense to you. So we got to start downhill, then we got to get the barrel flat. If you go through that right through that area where home plate is. There's home plate. We got to make sure that we're flat from about the front of home plate to the back of home plate. But we don't want to be flat back there. We want to start on a downhill path to get to that area and keep that barrel in that contact area. Okay, you're in good shape there, buddy. You're in really good shape there. We just got to get you a little more downhill to start off with. Okay? Okay, let's go through another swing and look at where you're at a point of contact. Okay? Point of contact. Here comes the ball. Click, 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 click. Right there. Okay, point of contact. Okay, you can see your back foot's off the ground. Okay, now you'll see a lot of big league hitters do that too. They're driving that back knee so hard towards the front side, excuse me, that that foot almost come off the ground. But I think for a player of your age, that you want to probably be a little more connected to that ground. Okay, so what we're trying to do with that at the point of contact is make sure that that back knee of yours is driving down to the inside of that front foot. Now you're not going to be able to do that with that narrow stance. You've got to get wider. And that goes back to your setup. You've got to get a wider base, a wider foundation to your house, because your feet are your foundation of your swing, and you've got to have a sturdier foundation in order to drive enough power to create enough bat speed to drive a baseball. Okay, let's talk about your upper body as far as your point of contact goes. I mean, that's pretty darn good. You got what we call a power L there. That's really good. Just where we want you to be. Right there. That's good. Your front arm, your left arm, is really good. Your fingernails on your top hand are pointing up, and this one they're pointing down. Another great thing. That's really good. It's just that you're not going to be able to get anything out of that swing until you widen that swing out and get connected to that ground a little better. Okay? All right. Let's talk about your finish now. Okay? Let's stop it right there and take a look at one thing here real quick. Okay? BJ, we have to hit against a firm front side. Okay? Another reason why I want you to widen your base out a little bit. We have to hit against a firm front side. In this angle here, if we watch you swing, it appears that you're kind of leaning back a little bit. Okay? We got to make sure that when you finish your swing, you're more like getting back into a 50-50 position. Okay? Again, back to being athletic. Back to being an athlete inside the batter's box. Okay, let's watch as your finish goes forward. Okay, your hands kind of go around your body. I'd much rather see your hands go kind of in this angle, kind of around and up. Of course, on the other side of your head, of course, but around and up, so you have a nice high finish. Now, when you look at your finish right there, you look at your lower half, you can probably tell right away what's wrong, right? You know, this knee is barely bent now. Okay, not much bend in this knee now. We've got to have some bend in that knee. Remember, your whole idea of trying to drive that baseball down, trying to hit that baseball hard, is to create resistance. You're driving this knee to the inside of that front foot. That pressure of you pushing forward and then resisting against that pressure is what creates energy. It's what creates power. It's what ties your lower half into your swing. So we got to make sure that your backside, right now you'd be considered to have a dead backside. You should be on the ball of your foot right now, and that knee should be, you know, almost down towards the ground that you're pushing so hard. We got to make sure we use that lower half, get that lower half involved. Okay, let's look at another swing. We're going to take close attention to your swing plane again just to make sure we got what we want. Okay. Again, with a little wider base, boy, that's just a great looking swing, VJ. That's just a great looking swing with a little wider base. Gotta get your wider base so you can tap into that, into those big leg muscles, okay? Into your thighs, into that butt of yours. Gotta get you connected, and it's too hard to do it when you're that narrow. Okay? So let's finish this swing here. See what happens there? You're in a good position here. And then as the ball comes forward, you hit the ball. you get pushed back a little bit, your hand start to go back. And what we want to do is have you drive that backside forward so that you get back to 50-50, back to an athletic position. Okay, drills. Make sure that you do, there's a couple drills I want you to do. One's called a dual T drill. Okay, dual T drill. You take two tees, put one ball in the front tee, put the back tee about 2.5 to 3 feet behind it, and raise the back tee up so you're about a foot, a couple inches higher than the front tee. And swing on the top of that front tee, and swing on the top of the back tee to hit that front tee, and still be able to produce line drives. The second drill I want you to do and work on is called a low drive drill. Okay, a low drive drill. The low drive drill, if you can get somebody to throw you some soft toss, is having them throw pitches to you. Let's get you in your setup here. Okay, oh, too far. Right there. Have them throw pitches to you between here and here. Okay, so you can force yourself. The pitcher's soft toss thrower is going to force yourself to go down your legs to hit the baseball. What we're trying to do there is produce low line drives back at the screen that's protecting the feeder for you. So drive that ball low in your low line drives out of that position, and then make sure you're doing stuff with your feet that's repeatable. Okay. Second drill I'd have you do is we call a dead legs drill, or third drill, dead legs drill. And the dead legs drill is, we're going to have you widen your base as far as you can. Widen your base as far as you can, and then don't move your feet at all. Okay, we're just going to have you isolate and use your hands in this drill. That'll help you with your feeling your lower half and getting you, not using your lower half, and getting you to use your hands and make sure you're not rotating too much. You have a tendency to rotate on the ball a little bit. We're going to catch you right. Point of contact again. Okay, so point of contact, your chest is already facing the pitcher. And you'll notice in the big leagues, most guys are going to be, their chest is going to be facing the second baseman if they're right-handed at a point of contact. And you've got your chest faced, your belly button facing the pitcher. And that's probably a little bit too much rotational for such a young hitter. Make sure that finish is going nice and high. We'll watch one more swing here. Like I said, I think you'll get a lot more of your swing if you widen that base up. Okay, so widen your base up. Make sure you're doing that low drive drill for me. The dual T drills help with your swing plane. To increase that swing plane, make sure it starts downhill, then goes to flat. And the last one's your dead legs drill. Widen your base as far as you can. Do soft toss or tee work, and just use your hands to hit with. Don't rotate your upper body. That'll help you stay square to home plate as long as you can. BJ, it's good working with you. Keep up the good work. Have a great summer, and looking forward to seeing you at another ABC baseball camp. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.